Hey there, Kaleidoscope Clan. How's everyone doing? This is mariposamaat, and as I had shown yesterday, I am in Brazil, having a wonderful, profound experience. I had mentioned in one of my last videos, maybe in January, how this year is going to be about self-love and also honoring the mother, the root, right? And so this trip to Brazil actually was a sacred sojourn to the Iemanjá festival, which is the deity in Candomblé for the Great Mother, which corresponds to the ocean, right? 70% of the earth is covered by the ocean, and it has given birth to all of what we experience, just as the mother is where we all begin. Despite what the Trinity may tell you, the Great Mother, the Holy Spirit is the Great Mother, okay? And we should and need to return in order to find balance. So for me personally, as a woman, as a mother, as a human being, I felt the need to make the sojourn to connect to the Great Mother, to give honor, to lay down my burdens, because, you know, the ocean is a very special place where you can throw anything that's natural, not chemicals and things like that, but you can throw anything in the ocean can handle it, you know. It handles decaying bodies of animals, you know, things go to the bathroom in the ocean, but you can always get in and it's still clean as long as, you know, it's not toxic waste, which unfortunately the powers that be have been dumping in the ocean, but I digress. I won't go into that right now. So yes, actually, and even the top that I'm wearing, this is one of my own art pieces, and I made it in tribute to the Great Mother years ago when I was going through trauma in my life. By getting into art, giving life to these very important concepts, it's one of the ways that I healed myself. I am a healer and a life coach, transformation, manifestation, and happiness coach, right? Because that is my goal. And so, yes, as you can see, this would be called Isis, Aset, Iemanjá, Yemaya, right? These are the different names that have been given to this entity. I guess you would say Mother Mary in Christianity. Yeah, in every pantheon, there is the Great Mother, right? Oh, and for those of you who might not be familiar with me, I am an African American who is very clear about the fact that I am of African ancestry, African and European, because I am a descendant of the slave trade. And I have researched all of this. I'm very proud of who I am, you know, and I feel that everyone needs to pay special attention to who you are within African ancestry, and within most traditional lineages, ancestry is number one. Regardless of what religion you are, you honor the blood that goes through your veins and those that sacrifice their lives for you to have your existence. I attended Howard University with a major in psychology, minor in sociology, and ever since that time, I have continued in my studies just personally I didn't need the sponsorship of a university. In fact, that can undermine, right? Because you have people who are trying to guide what you need to do and how you need to do it. But I lived in Ghana, West Africa for 10 years. I now reside in Mexico, and I'm in Brazil continuing in my research and in investing in myself, in my growth, right? So mariposa is a butterfly, and that is the name in Spanish for butterfly. Here in Brazil, mariposa is like a kind of moth, and they call butterflies borboleta, okay? And the reason why I use that as the name on my YouTube channel is because I liken myself to a butterfly, because I used to be a caterpillar crawling on the ground, ignorant to many, many things, and even to my gifts and to myself, because I was a people pleaser and I followed, as most of us have been taught to do. And then when I got to Mexico, I went into my cocoon. I went through my metamorphosis, and now I am a butterfly who is free to fly and to experience as I please. And I forgot to mention that Ma'at, the second name in my YouTube name, mariposamaat, Ma'at is the ancient Egyptian goddess of truth and righteousness. She has, people know of her 42 laws of Ma'at. She is the one who has the feather on her head, the wings, and she is the one who weighs your heart on a scale against the feather. So the idea is that your heart needs to be as light as a feather, or you will be damned, basically. There is some animal that will eat your heart if it's too heavy. So the idea is that you can't carry low energies in your heart, whether that be sadness, grief, jealousy, envy, all the sins. It's okay to make mistakes, but you have to find balance. You have to fix yourself. You can't live as a mistake, right? So yeah, that's what Ma'at is, because I am a butterfly that gets my lightness by living the laws of Ma'at. A kaleidoscope is a group of butterflies that fly together. But of course, the butterflies are free. You can always go off. But it's about souls that fly together, that choose to fly together out of having the same belief system and value system. Okay. So that, I digress. I just wanted to share that. I'm divorced, and I have been through a significant amount of trauma in my life, trauma and loss related to family and community, because of my values, and, I liken that to like Cinderella as far as what my situation was like. It was like over people's dead body that I was going to be able to enjoy my life and get away. And so, yeah, my intention with this channel is to empower other people who want to be free and who want to enjoy life and expand. So, being here in Brazil actually is the manifestation of a long-time dream that I've had for about 27 years. Yes, 27 years ago, around 27 years ago, I was exposed to the movie Quilombo. It's a Portuguese movie with English subtitles, and it is about palmares. Quilombos are like maroon communities that were in Brazil when the Portuguese brought the slaves from Angola. Many of them ran off to the mountains, and one of the most popular quilombos was Palmares, and the place still exists. The location, I don't know how the community is. One day, that will be one of my next sojourns, is to go visit that place because it touched my heart very much. They tell the story of the kings Ganga Zumba and Zumbi. Zumbi of Palmares was a great revolutionary freedom fighter activist who was the leader of this community. I don't know the years. I have to look back. Maybe in the 1600s. I don't know. Don't quote me. I'll have to look at the time. But anyway, they had these free communities that were living African culture. And here in Brazil, they brought so many black people here that it has a very African influence still, because a lot of them have fought for their freedom since that time. Also, my ex-husband was very involved in capoeira at that time. And so I also vicariously learned capoeira songs and, got into the culture of it. Capoeira is a very beautiful martial art that incorporates song and music and dance. So the people are actually doing fighting moves, but around them you have a circle of people singing with percussion instruments, drums, tambourines, and then a very special instrument that they actually make themselves. It's an original instrument called the berimbau. And this special art also really touched me very deeply. All of it touched me very deeply. So whenever I hear the berimbau, ting, 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 and people do the circle that they're in is called a roda. And I'm trying to remember the move that they do when they go back and forth. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll share it when I remember. But anyway,
it's called Jinga.
I love the songs so much. A lot of them are songs of resistance, revolutionary songs,
spiritual songs.
And capoeira was a revolutionary art. At the time, they had outlawed it because what it was a way for them to practice fighting. And so the Portuguese didn't want that. They made it against the law. Now it's accepted, and, a lot of white people are really into it and stuff like that, which is good. I think, for African culture, it's something that benefits all people when you connect to it, because the spirits are real. And from what I have learned in my 52 years is that African art is healing in a way that many other cultures don't have, The drumming, the dancing, just all of it is very connected to the spirits. Here they call them Orisha, it's very much tied to Yoruba. Yoruba is very similar. Orisha and Ashe, they use the same words here. The food is also similar. For my time in Ghana, I also make all the connections. So I am not just some tourist having fun for carnival, like dancing in the streets mindlessly. When you see my joy dancing with the African drums, it's a spiritual experience. This is, I don't identify with religion. I'm not a member of Condomble or a member of Yoruba or anything. I'm not a member of anything. But I am connected to the Orisha. I'm connected to spirit wherever I go in the world because I'm connected to the one creator that created it all. And it all makes sense to me. Okay? So, yes, I want to make that very clear because I'm going to be showing the gamut of who I am. And I have not been sharing all of the knowledge that I have, but I have a lot of knowledge to share. So that is going to be changing. That is one of the things that being here in Bahia has done for me. The spirits have told me that it is time, okay, to share more. I know that a lot of people in the world, especially in the United States, are afraid of African culture. And it makes sense. Why? It really, really does. Okay. First of all, Christianity. Second of all, the powers that be have intentionally encapsulated African culture in a very deep, dark kind of frame. Evil people are evil regardless of what country you're in or what religion you're in. Trust me, every religion has evil people and has good-hearted people. But there are some religions that have more evil because in order to embrace it, you have to embrace evil values, like thinking that you're superior over other people, That whole treat others as you would like them to do unto you or whatever. That's something that I believe in, and it makes no sense to be judgmental about things that you don't know. Study it first and then make up your mind. But to do it from because someone told you, or because a religion that was given to you by slave masters to disconnect you from your ancestry tells you, is just, it's beyond ignorant, is what I would say. There is great value in the Orisha. I guess, you have the saints in Catholicism and the archangels in Christianity. And all it is the same thing with Black people. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Except you have African values also. And if you compare the image of Jesus as your power, right? The cross and giving up your life, as opposed to dealing with an African God that's going to fight for you. Yeah, it's a threat. It's a threat. So, I encourage you as you watch my channel to open your mind, and to challenge any short-sighted, fearful, ignorant ideas that may be possessing you. A lot of people think that they're godly, but in reality, what is God? God is a made-up word also. What culture does it come from? If it's the same entity that America is underneath, then we need to question. If America is one nation under God, then you need to question who God is. Because we see what's going on in America, right? And we see that it's on the dollar bill. So, yeah, we need to question these things. And I am here to authentically be me, unashamed, you know. I don't care if people don't agree with me, you know. I welcome your ignorant comments. If they're too ignorant, then I'll just erase them. But I welcome your ignorant comments because it gives me an opportunity to address them, to address those thoughts, you know. And I'm not here to also be conflictual. I'm not, because we're all learning. We're all on our own, for me, Shiro's journey, but each one of us has a purpose, and we're all in different stages in our journey. And so this isn't a put down to people who come from other cultures. You know, I have great respect for some people in all the different religions. There are people that I respect in every religion, except for, like, you know, people who are focused on, like, Satan or something like that. But anyone who honors the one creator and then recognizes the different expressions of the one creator, I can get with. Okay, that's all it is. And who has a good heart, you know. I myself have light and dark like everyone else, but the dark serves the light. Okay, any aspect of me that is dark serves the light. Any ignorance that I've had, I've learned from, and it's made me a better person. You know, I have suffered from my mistakes in the past, and I will continue to make mistakes as human beings do, but my heart is pure, and I am here to have a positive effect on my collective that watches me. So, unfortunately, because I am so intelligent and I have so much experience, and because I am a brown person of privilege, to move in spaces that very few brown people can move in, and then when you get into these spaces, very few have a dignified perspective related to their ancestry. So it kind of angers a lot of people, and unfortunately, and so I also have to be very protective of myself. That's the reason why I haven't spoken politically until this point. So I will be speaking politically because politics are one of the most important things in our life. It talks about the power, right? It talks about the power structure and how it affects us. And the power structure has affected me in a very negative way in the past. And I have had to heal from it. I've had to grow from it. I've had to learn from it. And I want to help those who also are challenged by these realities that we live in. So, although my background is psychology and sociology, I'm also a holistic health coach. I'm an astrologer. I am a travel consultant because, I've gotten a lot of experience traveling. I teach English. I am an artist. I am a dancer. And that's also part of my freedom. I am not one thing that I'm going to be doing for my whole life. I am many, many things. And it's the way I choose to live my life. I actually had someone write a comment, I think it was yesterday, talking about, how my standards, that I shouldn't have standards and I should not comment when people lie or something like that. Anyway, if you don't have standards, if you're not reaching to be your highest self, then this is not the page for you. And it's okay. Please go. I can't I can't do anything for you if you are insistent on being of low character and you don't want to have conversations that we can all grow from. So please, I don't care. I am a fully embodied and empowered woman. I'm not perfect, but I don't care about what anyone thinks of me because I am connected to the Creator. I know how much my ancestors love me. I know how much the Orisha love me because they show me. And that's why I'm here, because I have been blessed by spirit. So that is what I want to say. And in the little time that I'm here, I just might get a few interviews with some people on the ground here that are Brazilian, so we can have some important conversations. I might do it when I'm gone too, because we can also do it online. But I've made some wonderful connections to very beautiful human beings who do not fit in any of the boxes that people create to, judge. I am not someone who judges a book by its cover. I wait to see what the real character is and how people function. And so I want to share that with you. I think that in this special time, because we are in a very special time, we're going through a very special shift, it's important that we break down all of these stupid barriers, all of this racism and cultural xenophobia that exists in the world, because it was Satan that created it, right? Under the guise of religion. It was created, and we know the story. If you want to know the story, you know the story. And it's interesting because here in Pelourinho, Salvador, it used to be the capital of Brazil. This is where it started, and the Black people that are here are responsible for where Brazil is today, because if they hadn't built it, it never would have grown to where it ended up, where a lot of the white people moved down to the south or moved to other places, and they look back like, ooh, look at those poor Black people. Well, it's just like in America, where we had the slave masters who were raping all the slaves. They had lots of babies, and they abandoned them. And now they're pointing at the ghettos like, look at them, when they do everything they can to keep them poor. And in reality, they should be thanking the mother, which are the slaves, the people who gave birth and who sustained everything, sustained life, So this place is very, very significant in the history of South America. It is the African capital of Brazil. They say it different. In English, we say Brazil. They don't say Brazil. They say Brazil. Yes, and I love learning the language. I've had so many wonderful experiences here that make me feel very connected to this place. Yes. So I'm very excited to show you all the fun and silliness that exists, but I need to let you know that there's a very serious and deep story here to tell, and I'm also looking to tell that too. Okay. And I guess, I haven't really, I have a lot of experience dealing with African culture. I've never been initiated in anything by human beings, but I have been initiated by spirit, because I have done the work. I've done the studying. I have taken the sacred sojourns. I have been with the traditional people. I have tested out all the things that I wanted to know. I went to the underworld to find out. So you're not going to meet very many people like me, because most people aren't independent and they have to go under someone. And unfortunately, today, a lot of the spiritualists are very compromised, and I speak from experience. I will say that a lot of the people that are the most visible are very, very corrupt. And so beware of that. So if anyone needs any type of spiritual counsel, life coaching, I can do that with the assistance of astrology and oracles, because I also divine with the I Ching and the Tarot. The I Ching is a Chinese oracle. The Tarot, most people know. But, I think it originally came from Italy, but they also got it from, like, Egypt, right? And Egypt is Africa. Let's be very clear. Africa is important in the seed of all of these cultures. Those that claim it and those that don't claim it. Okay? So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching this far. It means that, you're interested in the deeper conversations that are to be had. And I am very excited to have the deeper conversations. I'm also really focused on creating opportunities for transformational experiences for people. I organize personal healing retreats. I do consultations. My next retreat or ceremony that I'm going to be officiating is a self-love ceremony in the Yucatan. We are going to have a ceremony, and then we're going to have a ceremony in a cenote. Then we're going to have a temazcal on the same day. And it's all going to be around self-love and marrying yourself. Being committed to yourself, not abandoning yourself. Okay? Then from there, you are in the right space to connect with another person who loves themselves. Okay? So this is the equation that we use for healthy, happy relationships. First, you have to have a healthy, happy relationship with yourself. And I'm not just speaking from a book or something that someone told me, or even from my education at Howard University. I am speaking from personal experience, because I have been able to heal myself and to elevate myself. And I am not in a relationship. I've been celibate for 4 years. But I am in a place where I could be in a healthy relationship with someone, because no one can shake who I am. I know myself, and I have my own intuition, or spirit is what guides me. So now I am worthy of a healthy relationship. In the past, I was codependent, and I allowed people to lead me down the wrong path. So when you come to me, you will receive authentic, empathetic, knowledgeable, and intuitive support. So thank you for watching this far. I'm very excited about showing all my good times here, and to put it in a proper context for you so you can understand how profound this place is. Okay, so mariposamaat signing off, and as I always say, continue to embody the sacred transformation. Do you understand what that means? That means that when you change, when you learn something, you change. That change should manifest in a physical way that you can see it. Your growth, your life should be able to reflect your sacred transformation. Okay? And so that is what I always say. We need to continue to embody that. And I'm doing the same. Coming here was a challenge. I had fears. I've never been to Brazil. I don't know Portuguese. I didn't know anyone on the ground as far as having a friend or anything. So, yes, I had to overcome it. I've had this dream for over 27 years. So, to me, this is a testament of my growth. And so, I welcome you if you need any support in yours. Just DM me in the description below. Okay, so thank you, Kaleidoscope Clan. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your likes, shares, and subscribes. And until next time, peace.